Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. Humanity has long been defined by its sense of resourcefulness, innovation, and a unique cultural approach to problem solving. One of the most defining aspects of Earth's culture, particularly in modern times, is the do-it-yourself mentality. From the earliest human civilizations to the present day, there has been an enduring tradition of building, creating, and fixing things with one's own hands. This deeply ingrained ethos is reflected not only in Earth's material culture, but also in the way people approach challenges, obstacles, and opportunities. Whether through the construction of shelters, the creation of art, or the invention of life-saving technologies, humanity has a rich history of looking inward for solutions and embracing the hands-on approach to overcoming the unknown. However, what was once seen as a humble aspect of human survival making do with limited resources would soon evolve into something much greater. The do-it-yourself culture of Earth, born out of necessity, would go on to become an influential trend that would reach far beyond the confines of the planet and influence entire civilizations across the stars. The roots of this culture stretched back thousands of years. Early humans had no choice but to rely on their ability to solve problems using the tools and resources available to them. Whether it was building primitive tools for hunting and gathering or creating the first rudimentary shelters to protect against the elements, early humans learned to be self-sufficient. This resourcefulness continued throughout history as humans faced ever-increasing challenges. From the Industrial Revolution, where the invention of new tools and machines revolutionized society, to the rise of the digital age, where software development and technological innovation allowed individuals to create their own solutions, humanity's do-it-yourself mentality continued to thrive. Yet, it was not until humanity ventured into the stars and encountered other alien civilizations that this do-it-yourself culture took on new significance. When Earth's first exploratory ships began traveling beyond their home planet, they encountered alien species that were technologically superior in many ways. These advanced alien civilizations had developed space travel, artificial intelligence, and technologies far beyond what humanity had achieved. Yet, despite their technological prowess, these civilizations lacked the deeply ingrained DIY culture that had shaped humanity's survival and progress. At first, the differences between human and alien approaches to problem solving were striking. Many alien societies relied heavily on highly specialized technologies and rigid systems of governance. These civilizations often viewed the act of creating or fixing things as a task best left to the experts or machines, believing that there were dedicated specialists for every possible challenge. There was little room for personal creativity or improvisation. When faced with a problem, these societies often turned to their advanced technologies for solutions, rather than looking for a hands-on approach or thinking outside the box. This reliance on machines and specialists created a culture of passivity, where individuals had little opportunity to express themselves creatively or solve problems on their own. Humanity, on the other hand, approached problem solving with a far more flexible mindset. The do-it-yourself culture had been deeply integrated into Earth's social and cultural fabric, and humans carried this mentality with them as they explored the galaxy. The very act of doing it yourself was seen as a form of empowerment, a belief that anyone, regardless of their background or expertise, could find a solution to a problem with ingenuity, resourcefulness, and persistence. It wasn't long before humanity's DIY ethos caught the attention of alien societies. Initially, it was a curiosity. Alien observers were fascinated by the way humans could build, create, and fix things using limited resources. To an alien species accustomed to relying on advanced technology, the idea that humans could design and construct complex objects using their own hands seemed almost quaint. But there was something about the human approach that intrigued them, something that spoke to their own latent desire for personal empowerment and creativity. One of the first breakthroughs came when a human engineer collaborated with an alien species known for their technological mastery but lack of hands-on problem-solving culture. This species, whose advanced spacecraft were powered by incredibly sophisticated systems, had long been puzzled by an ongoing malfunction in their engines. Despite their highly specialized engineers, the malfunction persisted, causing significant delays in their space exploration efforts. When a human engineer was called upon to assist, their approach was radically different from that of the alien technicians. Instead of relying solely on diagnostics and data analysis from their advanced systems, the human engineers suggested taking a step back and physically inspecting the components, getting their hands dirty in the process. This simple act of hands-on engagement revealed a small, overlooked defect that had been causing the malfunction. The alien species, initially skeptical of such a low-tech solution, soon realized the value of the human approach. The incident became a turning point in the way this alien society viewed problem-solving. They began to see the merit in the DIY approach, where individuals weren't just consumers of technology but active participants in the creation and repair processes. As this concept spread, it quickly became clear that humanity's DIY culture was not just about fixing problems, it was about fostering a sense of independence and creativity that could be applied across every aspect of life. Alien societies began to adopt the practice of teaching their citizens how to engage directly with their technology, to modify and repair it themselves rather than relying on automated systems or specialists. They encouraged their populations to embrace innovation, to experiment with new materials, and to solve everyday challenges using creative, hands-on methods. The influence of Earth's do-it-yourself culture began to manifest in unexpected ways. For instance, an alien species that had long relied on automated systems for food production began to experiment with human-inspired gardening techniques. Instead of relying on machines to cultivate crops, they started to embrace the practice of individual farming, where citizens took part in growing their own food. This shift not only provided a more sustainable method of food production, but also fostered a deeper connection to the land and a renewed sense of self-sufficiency among the alien population. In another instance, an alien society known for its highly structured approach to art and design began to incorporate elements of human DIY craftwork into their own creative practices. Rather than adhering strictly to formal training and rigid artistic rules, individuals in this society began to explore more spontaneous, self-directed forms of expression. The result was a flourishing of new art forms: abstract sculptures made from salvaged materials, experimental paintings using unconventional techniques, and music composed with homemade instruments. This shift in artistic expression not only enriched the culture of this alien species, but also led to a more vibrant and dynamic cultural landscape. The do-it-yourself mentality also had profound social implications. In many alien societies, the introduction of DIY principles led to a decentralization of power. Traditionally, these societies had been governed by hierarchies where a few specialists held most of the decision-making power. However, as more and more individuals became involved in hands-on problem-solving, they began to feel a greater sense of agency and ownership over their societies. Citizens were no longer passive consumers of technology and culture, they were active participants in shaping their own futures. This shift led to a more egalitarian distribution of knowledge and resources, as individuals from all walks of life contributed to the development and improvement of their societies. The influence of Earth's DIY culture also extended to interplanetary trade and commerce. Alien species, once focused on large-scale industrial production, began to embrace the concept of small-scale, independent creation. They began to trade handmade goods, personal inventions, and customized technologies, items that were unique, often made with love and care, and imbued with the personal touch of the creator. This new form of trade opened up new avenues of economic exchange, where creativity and individuality were valued as much as raw materials and mass production. As time went on, the DIY movement that had begun on Earth spread throughout the galaxy, becoming a unifying force among species that had once been divided by their differences. The ability to create, innovate, and solve problems with one's own hands fostered a sense of shared purpose and understanding among civilizations that spanned light years. Even species that had once been wary of human influence began to see the value in adopting a DIY approach to their own challenges. They realized that by embracing creativity, self-reliance, and innovation, they could solve problems in ways that had never before been imagined. Humanity's do-it-yourself culture, born out of necessity on a small blue planet, had become a galactic movement that changed the way the galaxy thought about technology, creativity, and problem-solving. What had once been seen as a simple survival strategy had grown into a philosophy that transcended species, a universal language of innovation that united civilizations in their shared desire for independence and progress. Through this cultural exchange, the galaxy found a new sense of collaboration, one that was built not on top-down systems of control but on the idea that everyone, regardless of their origins or technological prowess, had the power to contribute, to create, and to solve problems. The human do-it-yourself spirit had ignited a revolution of thought that would echo through the stars for generations to come. The legacy of this movement, once confined to the hands of a small species on Earth, had now become a defining characteristic of galactic culture, proving that the most powerful force in the universe was not the most advanced technology but the creative ingenuity of a species willing to think differently, to build with their hands, and to solve problems in the most unexpected of ways.